Welcome to the world of binational centers in Latin America. Binational centers are nonprofit cultural entities created to serve their communities by offering spaces that transform lives and create dreams. The first binational center, BNC, was created in 1927 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, as the result of the combined support of the Cultural and Information Service of the United States government and the leadership of Argentine citizens through the North American Argentine Cultural Institute, ICANA. Today, 91 years later, more than 130 binational centers function in Latin America, offering a positive work environment that successfully promotes friendly relations amongst Latin Americans and the United States of America through cultural exchange between their people and institutions, teaching the English language as well as native languages, fostering higher education in the best universities of the United States, spreading their cultures, setting up important libraries that connect the new generation with the latest scientific, economic, social, political knowledge, and other aspects, in addition to developing activities and generating opportunities to transform lives. Nowadays, one of the BNC's main services to the community is to open their doors to the world, providing a space where new generations can learn and receive training in preparation for the future. BNCs teach English to almost 1 million persons, mostly young, combining education with technology and incorporating modern academic systems through techno classrooms or interactive classrooms, as well as adopting latest generation state-of-the-art teaching models such as transparent education, contributing thus to the bilingual education of each community. BNCs in Latin America are not only bilingual education institutions, but also the meeting point where culture, art, and science converge, through which more than 5 million participants benefit annually with different interests and goals, attracted by the variety of cultural and social activities developed in these institutions. Some of these activities include painting exhibitions by renowned Latin American and American artists, graffiti art exhibitions that demonstrate that hip-hop is culture, up to reliving prehistoric events, a tour through our solar system, as well as a traveling simulation through the human body and the creation of science corners that seek to motivate the research, spirit, and knowledge of a vast world in science in children and youngsters from colleges and universities. A gratifying example is the Science Corner from the Binational Center in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, that receives around 10,000 students a year from their state college, local universities, and vocational schools. This Science Corner has allowed us to reach the stars through the first and only astronomic observatory in Santa Cruz. Witnessing the astronomical phenomena as it occurs has generated unimaginable emotions throughout the community. As we travel down this exciting path, the BNCs, convinced that those who try triumph, have been catalyzers of talents, awakening the imagination of those who participate in assorted events that foster science. One of these events is the yearly invitation received by the NASA Space APP Challenge that sponsors contests in different BNCs, such as the National Hackathon or the meeting of American astronauts who have traveled outside our planet and have served as an inspiration for hundreds of Bolivian youth. For years, we have believed that the improvement of life quality through music and art is an invaluable contribution to education. Thus, the different theater halls of the binational centers serve as stage to shelter an endless number of activities and expressions of creativity, such as graduations, symposiums, theater festivals, orchestra concerts of classical and contemporary music, conferences, conventions of different topics, such as tattooing conventions, forums for English language teachers, amongst others worth mentioning. One of the fundamental pillars of all binational centers is the public library that provides the service of quality research methods to young people and professionals. These libraries are places to learn and think, places where the ludic and social is combined through special programs. One example is a program called Let Us Learn by Doing, which was developed by the CBA Santa Cruz, which connects researchers and scholars with famous libraries in the world through the e-library system. Speaking of culture, it is important we talk about life expressions, sports, and physical as well as mental development. Therefore, several binational centers have enhanced their activities with the community by incorporating sports programs, which have served to tighten bonds between American and Latin American athletes. Binational centers are forgers of dreams, creating a link with American culture through Education USA, with its study scholarship programs, its informative and guiding conferences, and its regular yearly activities such as the International Week of Education and the Universities Fair, each of which receive more than 3,000 local students who have the opportunity to procure important information about higher education from the United States and the opportunities that this country provides for it. There are also English language immersion programs and American culture fostered by the binational centers to generate a true experience of life as it is in the United States. Every other year, different binational centers in Latin America sponsor the Latin American Binational Centers Association Convention, ABLA. This convention gathers the BNCs from the entire continent. It has become a true forum for the sharing of knowledge, experiences, and best practices in culture, academic, marketing, library fields, Education USA, and the rest of the programs successfully developed by the BNCs for the benefit of their communities and the American people. In these events, renowned American exhibitors from the American State Department and from the binational centers are introduced. These are experts in cultural, administrative, and educational topics, amongst others. In addition, one can find presentations of publishing entities, universities, and companies interested in relating to these centers. These companies are highly recognized institutions in the cities where they operate. It is therefore important to note that in these 91 years of existence, Latin American binational centers have become the meeting centers that most successfully contribute to human development, uniting Latin America with the rest of the world.